What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the Bit of Footy YouTube channel. In today's video, it is preliminary final week. The games are almost upon us and it's time to get our tips out. I'm joined by Blaze17 again for another tipping video during the finals. Blaze, how are we doing?
Good. I'm very much enjoying these weekly footy chats. It's been good, and we've got 3 big games left of season 2022, so I'm excited to tip 2 of them.
It's remarkable. I can't believe there's only 3 games left until the AFL season is over. So it's a bit sad, but either way, we just got to get through it, and we got to get through our tips. First of all, let's have a look at how we did last weekend. I'll start off with my record from last weekend. I got 1 out of 2 tips, so that was okay, I guess. I tipped the D's to win by 7 points over the Lions, and it was looking good up until half-time. After half-time, the Lions just came out. They were a different side in that second half and got the Chockies over the D's in that game. I went to that game. The atmosphere was amazing. The Lions fans were just going off. It was a pretty good night. Pretty good finals game as well. I think the Lions, did they win by 7 or 13 points or whatever it was in the end? I'm not
Something like that.
Something like that, yeah. But they got the job done, and now they're into a preliminary final against the Cats at the MCG, which should be an absolute ripper. And then I tipped the Pies to win by 5 points over Freo, and we actually ended up winning by 20 points. We should have probably ended up winning by more.
40 or 50, I reckon.
Yeah, if we could have kicked a little bit more straight. But we still got the job done. We had a very good start, and I think from there on out, the pressure was up from our boys, and we just had a very good game from that point on in the first quarter. So it was a good display, and it was probably our highest recorded win of the season, or one of our highest recorded wins of the season, and it was 20 points. So it was a good win for our boys. Blaze, how did you go last weekend?
I think I got about the same. I just had a feeling that Melbourne were going to be a bit better than Brisbane, but in that second half we saw a different Brisbane team that we haven't really seen before in the finals. They were a bit more fierce, the pressure was high, they were playing well as a team, and the likes of Charlie Cameron, Berry, Neil, they're all stepping up. So I was kind of happy to see that. It was a big win, and I think, yeah, everyone kind of thought the Pies would beat the Dockers. I definitely think they should have won by a lot more, but nevertheless, they're into the prelim, so not too bad.
So Blaze got 1 out of 2 last weekend. He tipped the D's by 5 points over the Lions. Got that one incorrect, and tipped the Pies by 15 points. So it wasn't too far off on the correct margin over the Dockers, and got that one correct too. So we both got the same tips pretty much last weekend. But anyway, we're here to tip the preliminary finals. 2 massive games, one of my favorite weekends of footy, the preliminary finals. It's just electrifying, and I cannot wait to rip into it. Let's kick it off on the Friday night with a big preliminary final at the MCG. It's the Cats taking on the Lions. It's going to be a massive clash. I'll kick us off with this one. Yeah, it's going to be a massive clash Friday night. I can't wait to see how this one pans out. Obviously, the Cats are still on that winning streak that they are on, but they're coming up against the Lions side, who are, breaking through, going over a few hurdles in this final series. They got through the first week of finals thanks to a Joe Danaher goal at the end against the Tigers, and then they came up against the D's, and no one really gave them a shot. It was at the MCG against the D's, the premiers from last year, and it was looking like the D's were going to go all the way, well, not all the way, but all the way in that game and take out the win. But the Lions in that second half, fair play to them, they came out and just looked a different side. Their pressure was up. Lockie Neal had a great second half and really brought his team into the game. And Eric Hipwood, he was fantastic as well. all their forward line clicked at the right time in that second half, and we sort of said it in that tips video. If the forward line can click, the Lions can be a dangerous side, and it did exactly that in the second half of the D's game. So yeah, the Lions will be coming into this game against the Cats with a bit of confidence. They've broken the MCG hoodoo. They've gone through 2 weeks of finals already, and yeah, so they'll be coming into this game with a lot of confidence. But obviously you got the Cats, who are on that winning streak like I said before, and are looking to make it to a grand final. They're playing some terrific footy, the Cats. They've had the week off, they're feeling fresh, and yes, it's going to be a tough game for the Lions. The Cats at the MCG, but you just never know what can happen. This has been a fantastic final series, and throughout it there's just been a few games, a few upsets here and there, and mostly it's pretty much been the Lions causing the upset, you would say. So yeah, this is going to be a very interesting game. Blaze, how do you think this one's going to pan out?
I think this is going to be a very interesting game and a very good game. Now obviously last time they matched up, the Cats did get the job done by 10. But that was very early on in the season, so I don't think that counts to too much. And I also was going to say that this game's at the MCG, but I think coming off of last week, that also, you can't put that too much into effect. But I think the Cats have been the benchmark all year. They've been the toppest quality of football out of all the teams. But as we've seen in previous years, momentum can beat the better teams. Momentum, I think, is the biggest thing in football in the finals, and it's definitely shown throughout this final series with Brisbane. They finally broke the hoodoo at the G, so that's definitely a big win for them. I think the Lions could continue on with the fairy tale, but I think the Cats, with all their stars, are just a little bit too classy.
Oh, it's going to be a massive game. I mean, yeah, so I'm just thinking this in my head, how big of a game this could be. You've got the Cats, who are on the winning streak. You've got the Lions, who are coming into this game with absolute momentum. And sometimes when you get the week off, it doesn't suit to your favour. And sometimes the team that's just been playing week by week, it sort of suits their favour because they've just been kept going at it. So it's very interesting in that sort of aspect. But going down to the tips, oh man, it's such a hard one to tip. It's a big tip. Do I go the upset, or do I just be a casual man? Unfortunately, I am going to be a casual man. I just think the Cats have been too good all season to let this one slip. But then again, like I said, the Lions are coming into this game with some massive momentum on their back. But I just feel like the Cats have been too good all season, like I just said, to let this one slip away. It's at the MCG. You never know if the Cats at the MCG, but they normally play pretty good at the MCG anyway. But yeah, I think the Cats are going to get this one done. I think it's going to be one of those games where the Cats have a margin, and then the Lions start coming back, and then the Cats only end up winning by a small margin. So I'm going to go the Cats in this one by a 4-point margin at the MCG, putting them into the grand final. But I can see it going either way. I can genuinely see it going either way. If the Lions can bring that absolute fierce pressure that they did in the second half against the D's, I can see them getting up in this one. So the Cats, they'll have to be careful. But yeah, I'm going to tip the Cats in this game. I'm sorry, Lions fans. I can see it going either way, but I'm going to tip the Cats in this one by 4 points. Blaze, what do you reckon?
Oh, now the more as the week progresses, the more and more I want to lean towards Brisbane. I know I just said earlier the Cats will be the classy team, but this Brisbane team kind of gives me a bit of deja vu of mine, not to bring this up for the 50th billion times a Dogs fan, but it kind of gives me deja vu of the 2016 Dogs. No one's giving them any hope whatsoever. Once again, I feel like no one's giving them... People are saying, no, you know, they've got a sniff, but not a genuine chance. And I think I've just been tipped over. And you know what? I'm going to go for it. I reckon the Lions will hit the front in the last 30 seconds. Even though I said Geelong will be the better team, I think they'll be inaccurate. I think Geelong will be the better team, but it'll be one of those wins where Geelong can't put them away. And in the dying seconds, Brisbane will claw their way into the granny for 2022.
Jesus Christ, massive goal. Margin, you're going to put a margin on it?
I'll put a margin. I reckon I hit the front in the last 30 seconds. I reckon it'll be a 3-point win.
Oh, We've got the 4 points and the 3-point winners. Anyway, though, moving on to the second preliminary final. I've got the Nick Dacos jumper on. Blaze can't see it, but I've got it on for the video. It is the next preliminary final. It's the Swans taking on the Pies at the SCG. Blaze, kick us off. How do you think this one will go?
Now, this is a big one. I want to be careful what I say because I know there'll be a lot of these fans coming at me, but I think this is going to be one of those prelims that you'll watch back. They'll be in all the compilations. I think it'll be one of those finals where it'll go down in history. I think it'll have a Bulldogs GWS 2016 prelim, not to bring the Dogs up for the millionth time, but I think it'll be something like that. You just remember it for a long time. I think it's going to be back and forth, a good scoring range. I think it'll be around 80 points for each team. Obviously, the last time they played, the Swans won by 27 points up at the SCG. It was pretty recent, but I think Collingwood would have taken some good lessons from that, learned a few mistakes. Now, it's very tough. This could go either way. I think the Swans might have the upper hand, though. It's a very seesaw prediction for me. I think we'll put it on to you for a bit.
Okay, alright, yeah, bring it over to me. Alright, well, yeah, it's a massive game. It's a massive game. I'm going up there. It's my first interstate final.
That's massive.
Yeah, it's going to be massive. I'm sitting up in the heavens. It's the best. It's literally, we just clicked, just give us the best seats available, and they said you're sitting up in the heavens. I'll take it though. I'm going to the SCG for a preliminary final, which is absolutely crazy to me. I cannot wait to go there. Saturday cannot come around quicker enough, but yeah, it's going to be a massive game. We've got all the preparation going on at the bloody AIA Centre. We're getting the dimensions of the SCG at the training ground as well, so we've got all the training aspects going up into this game. Obviously, like you said though, the last time we played the Swans at the SCG, they got us done by 27 points, but also like you said, we will be taking a lot of lessons from that game. Another aspect that I want to bring in, I don't want to say that this will be the winning aspect of the game, but I just feel like last time, obviously, like, you know, we still have good players in the midfield like Pendlebury, Dacos, side bottom, Crispy, Lipinski and all that, but I just feel like last time we didn't have that strong type midfield player that we do in John De Goey that we do this time. So yeah, I feel like it's going to be a massive difference in this game. Alright, I reckon obviously Sydney are going to do their work on, you know, trying to stop Jordan De Goey and all that, and they're a good enough team that, you know, they could stop Jordan De Goey, but he's having a very good final series. I'm not going to say that he's going to win the game by himself. It's going to take a massive team effort from our boys if we're going to get the job done against a very, very good Sydney side who are playing some fantastic footy, who've been, you know, terrific at home all season as well. So yeah, it's going to be a massive clash at the SCG. The crowd's going to be up and about. It's a sold out game as well. I still can't believe I got tickets to the game. It's remarkable, but I just cannot wait to go up there. But yeah, the Swans, it's no easy beat up there. They're playing some terrific footy, like I just said. They beat the D's at the MCG to get this home preliminary final, so that just says a lot about how they're going at the moment. And when the Swans, you know, they're a scary side. When the Swans kick, you know, 1 or 2 goals, they can just start to get a run on, and if players like Papley, Heaney and Franklin can, you know, have a good game, it sort of electrifies their team and it sort of gets their team pumped up. So we're just got to look out for that, because if the Swans can get momentum really going, they are a tough team to beat. But I've got faith in the boys up in Sydney. It's going to be a massive game. Blaze, who are you tipping in this one?
Alright, while you've had a talk, I've had a think, and like I said, I think it's going to be a seesaw game. Either team definitely could win. Now, best of luck for you. I hope, you know, your team goes well for your sake. But I'm tipping the Swans by another margin of 3. I've been on the Swans bandwagon all year. I have a feeling that something's just going to click and they'll just get it done. But I think it's going to just be one of those all-time classic finals that we'll go back and we'll remember it for a long time.
I reckon it's going to be a great game as well. I reckon it's going to be a fantastic game of footy. The Swans obviously up there. They're a tough team to beat. I reckon we're going to come into this game with a little bit of confidence though, winning a final this season. So yeah, it's going to be a massive game though. I'm not expecting it to be easy. Obviously, it's going to be a tough contest. I reckon it's going to be a very fast-paced contest as well. I'm going to tip our boys to win, obviously. I'm going to, be supporting them up there in Sydney. It's going to be a massive game. Like I said, it's a different aspect this game with Jordan De Goey in the side, in that midfield and up in the forward line. I'm not, like I said before though, I'm not going to say that Jordan De Goey is going to be the game winner. I just feel like he's going to bring a different aspect into this game to the last time that we played the Swans. Obviously, I think the Swans are still going to be a hard team to beat for us, but I'm going to tip us to beat the Swans at the SCG in a massive preliminary final in front of how many people? I think it's 48,000 the SCG holds. I'm going to tip the Pies in a close game. It's always close when the Pies play. I'm going to back in I'm going to say a 7-point margin over the Swans at the SCG, progressing us into the grand final for next weekend. But like I said, it's going to be a tough game against the Swans at the SCG, like it always is up there. But yeah, so those are our tips for the weekend. Blaze has gone the Lions and the Swans. I've gone the Cats and the Pies.
Different.
Completely different grand finals that we are tipping here, so it's kind of massive. But yeah, those are the tips done and dusted for the preliminary finals. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Blaze, you got anything to say for a massive weekend of footy coming up?
Yeah, cheers for getting me on once again. It was excited for this week of footy, and make sure to sub to bid up for the next upload.
Yeah, it's going to be massive. The next upload literally going to be the preliminary final outcome. So, well, I'll be up in New South Wales for a bit. I'll be up in New South Wales until bloody Tuesday, because that's when the cheapest flights are returning. So sadly, the match day vlog will probably have to be out on Wednesday. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you in that video, which will be the next one. And make sure to follow my socials, because I'll be posting plenty of stuff up at the SCG for that final. But yeah, thanks guys for watching this video. Make sure to check out Blaze's links in the description below, and I'll catch you in that video soon. Cheers.